Hello everyone, today we will learn how to create ClickUp folder when a JotForm entry is submitted. JotForm is a form builder application and ClickUp is a project management software. Now if you use both of these applications, you might want that every time a new form is submitted in JotForm, a new folder should be created in your ClickUp account as well. But since both these applications do not have a direct connection between them, it is impossible to do it automatically, but you have to do it manually every time. But let me tell you, we can actually automate this whole process with the help of Pabbly Connect. We will create such an integration where our trigger will be JotForm, where a new form will be submitted, and our action will be ClickUp, where a new folder will be created. Let us learn how to do it. So in this video, we will learn how to integrate our JotForms and ClickUp in such a way that as soon as you get a form submission from your JotForm, that data will be recorded in your ClickUp folder. A new folder will be created in a space. The space will already be existing. Then a new folder will be created, a list, and then a task will be added to that. This is the feedback that you have received through JotForm. As you can see, I have already created a feedback form over here. As soon as this form is filled, a new folder will be created over here and then a list and task will be added. Now how to create this automation? We are going to use Pabbly Connect for that. As you can see, this is the landing page of Pabbly, and on the right hand side you have two options. Sign up for free is for those people who don't have an existing account, but as I have one, so I will click on sign in. This will take me to the login page of Pabbly, where I will just click on sign in with Google and I will be directly logged in into Pabbly, where I can see all the applications that are provided to you by Pabbly only. Now, because we are going to connect two applications, we will use Pabbly Connect. Click on Access Now, and then I will be forwarded to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here you will see a big blue button where it's written Create Workflow on your right side. Click on that button and then name your workflow. I'm going to name it as So I have named it as Add a new folder to ClickUp for new JotForm submission. So now a blank workflow will be created for you. Here you can see two boxes where it is written trigger and action. Now what is a trigger and what is an action? A trigger is when this happens, which means that whenever this trigger will take place in the application that you're going to choose over here, the workflow will proceed in the direction of the action application and the assigned action will be performed. So our trigger today is JotForm because the work starts from there itself. And the event is going to be a new response. Now you will get a webhook URL. Now what is a webhook URL? This can be called a link which will create a connection between your Pabbly Connect and your JotForm account. So we will use this webhook, and how to use this webhook is written below it. Open your form in the form builder and click on Settings tab. So let us follow these instructions. Like this is the feedback form I have created and I have to integrate this specific form with Pabbly Connect so that whenever this form is being submitted, Pabbly Connect will capture the response over here. So I will go to this form and click on More, where I will get settings. Click on Settings and I will be taken to the settings of this specific form only. Here I will find integrations on the left side, and then here I have to search for webhooks. See, this is webhook over here. So now it will ask you for a webhook URL. So you will just copy it from here and go back to the place where you have to paste it and click on Complete Integration. And see, the integration is ready. Finish this and the webhook is connected. Now as soon as you have copied it from here, Pabbly Connect has started to wait for a response. Now in order to get a response, you have to fill the form. So we'll go back to feedback form and fill it. Now what is your feedback type? For example, this is for some order you are asking. You've ordered something online but you did not get the bill and invoice for it. So you will just click on Suggestions and then type that please provide bill and invoice along with the order. Okay, this is your query, and then you can just write your order number for reference. Okay, so like my order number is 23704. Okay, 23704. So this is my order number. I can write my name over here, like I am writing, enter your full name and then your email address. Okay. And submit the form. Now the form has been submitted. You go back to Pabbly Connect and wait for the response. And see, in no time the response is here. First of all, this was the webhook URL. Then the name of the user who has created the form is here. Okay. Then the type is web, that the form is submitted through web. Now you come down here and see the name is here, and then you have the email address, the content, the type is suggestions, and all the data that you wanted. So our trigger has worked successfully and efficiently. Now this trigger got a response, and this response has to be forwarded to our action application, that is going to be ClickUp. So choose ClickUp as your action application. And then your action event is going to be create a folder, because first select create a folder and you go back to your ClickUp. See, here you have to create a new space, and then in the space you have to create a new folder, and then in the folder there are lists, and then you add a task to it. Okay, so for that purpose you have to make sure that you already have a space where you want to create a folder. Now here are all the spaces. This is the feedback space that already has been created. Now here you have to create a folder for this feedback form, and then every time a new person is submitting the form, the new feedback data will be added to this space as a new folder, and the content of that feedback form will be inside this folder itself. Okay, so click on connect and then click on add new connection. Now it will ask you for an API token. For that you have to go to the profile icon at the bottom left corner and go to apps, where you will find the API token. So on the bottom left corner you can see your name will come over here. Click on apps, and here you will find the API token at the very top. Now regenerate the token, because you are going to create a fresh token for a fresh new workflow. Copy that and paste it over here. Click on save and see. Now it is connected. This is the name of your workspace. Yes, this was the name of our workspace, ClickUp workspace. Now which space you want to send your data to? So the space name was feedback. So you can just click on this drop down menu and select the name of your space. And then comes the folder name. So you have to give this name of the folder on your own. So it will be good if you choose the name of that person. See, the name was splitted in first and second name. So you will choose both the names like this. Don't worry, it won't come as a raw request Q8 name first. No, just the names will come. Okay, that will be Sia, John. Then click on save and send test request and see that folder will be created. But the data has not been sent yet to that folder, which means our form has not been completely utilized. So what are we going to do? Save this step right here and come to the next action step, that is going to be creating a list inside that folder. So you go to select ClickUp again. Action event this time will be creating a list. So you can just type and create a list. And then the same process, we will click on connect, and now but you don't have to search for an API token again, because in the same workflow we are already having the connection of ClickUp. So we are just going to select existing connection and click on save. This way it will automatically be connected to your existing ClickUp account. Now this is the workspace name. Change it to feedback, and then the folder name is this. Okay, list name over here is the list that you want to create. A new list has to be created. Just click on JotForm new responses and select the name of your list. So let us just say it is a feedback form. So this is the name of the list. Now list information is going to be what is going to be inside the list. So you can just add it by mapping only. So form title you have mapped, and now you have to map the identity of that specific. So like you can say it as a suggestion. Okay, list info is suggestion. Now we are doing this mapping. What is mapping? Mapping is actually creating a pathway for the data to reach its exact and correct destination. Like if I enter the name of the list manually, right, like I type it right now, so it is going to be the same for every new feedback form. But we don't want the name to be same for every form, because the form is being submitted by different people. So what are we going to do? We are going to map it from here. That will make sure that every time a new form is submitted, this data will be according to what were the submissions by that person. Like we were here for suggestions. If the type is different, there is a question, there is a query, so the list info will be titled as a query or a question, but right now it is a suggestion because this is our case. That is why we have mapped it. Now you want to set the priority, so you can just set it to normal because it's just a feedback. Now we did not enter any due date, and it is not a task that has to be completed. It is just supposed to be checked because it is a feedback. So no due date, and just click on save and send test request. Now what will happen is that this is the ID that you have got. Now you just have to make sure that you pay attention to the ID every time. This will be useful in the next step. Now this is the name of the list. The content was suggestion, and therefore the whole information is here. But the content, the main content that was a suggestion, is still not retrieved. So you click on save and then come to the next action step. You are creating a chain of folders, list and task inside ClickUp only. So choose your action application again as ClickUp, and the event right now is going to be creating a task. Okay, so you click on connect, same way, selecting existing connection, and then click on save. So now you have to pay attention to multiple things because you have to map this data. So for that, what you are going to do, just enable this map. Okay, the space is going to be the same, so just select your space as the feedback space, because every time a new folder is created, it will be created in this space only. But the folder name and list name you have to map. So this data has been entered there automatically, but you have to map this. So when you click on it, it will provide you this list of all the previous steps from where you have to choose the name. Because if you choose that name only which was there, so a new folder will be created in the space, and then every time you submit a new form in JotForm, the data will go to the same list again and again. So if you use the list ID, then every time a new ID is created over here, that ID will be used to create a list inside, and then that list ID will be used to be creating a task inside it. So the folder name will be here from create a folder, and this was the ID of the newly created folder. And then you have to map the list name. So again, create a list and then select the list ID. So it will be the newly created list only where the new task is going to be created. Now task name you can map or enter manually, but you can just take it from the JotForm response and take it as the email. Okay, the email is the task name, so that you know that, okay, fine, this is the person's name, and this is how you identify that this is the task that was sent by so and so person. Now comes the description. So the description is going to be what? The important data, that what was the suggestion actually. So it was the suggestion that please provide bill and invoice along with the order, and the order number is also given. Now you can assign it to somebody in your ClickUp space only. So I'm assigning it to this person. No tags, setting the priority back to normal, and no due date. Just choose no over here because no due date is required for this purpose, and just click on save and send test request. Now you will get a new ID, and this ID is for your task. There is no need to use this ID anymore. This is the name of your task. This is the content of the task, and further information is here. Now you just click on save over here. This completes our workflow right here. You go back to your ClickUp and see. Just refresh it and see. This was the name of our folder we created. The list name was feedback form, and then it was a type of suggestion. So it is suggestions. Then this is the task that we have created with the name of that person, whosoever email it is. You open it, it has been assigned to this person, and then the content and the order number is also here. So whatever we entered is transferred successfully to its correct destination. So let us go back to Pabbly Connect and do a quick recap of the whole workflow. Okay, so our workflow was in 4 steps. First, the trigger, that was the JotForm. You created a new form using JotForm and then integrated it using the webhook URL. And then the response was received, which was further transferred first to create a folder in ClickUp. Then we created a list in ClickUp, and then we created a task in ClickUp. And that is how our new folder was created with the new list and with the new task as well. So this was the whole workflow. I hope this helped. Not just these applications, but you can integrate many other applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any issue regarding Pabbly, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any doubts regarding our pricing, then you can connect us through this given website. If you found this video helpful in any way, then make sure to share this with your friends and colleagues to make their life easier by creating automations. We will meet in the next video. Till then, do not forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.